Hello all who are probably watching this video for, I don't know, whatever reason. Um, if you are here and you've seen these two cars before on my DeviantArt, then you know that these are from, or that they are cars that I built to kind of, well, there's some characters I'm working on for a story, and they're both mechanics, so here are their cars. Or at least examples of what they would do. I'm going to try and give a little bit of feedback on what I think each one drives like. Now, the race car over here, this one is actually one of the ones in this game already. But the reason it's here is because I can use it to compare to the other two cars. I picked this car because it actually fills some of my more, well, this is the kind of setup I feel comfortable with. But in fact, this is actually a variant of the same model of car that I use whenever I just want to drive around in this game. So my default car is basically an economy version of this that's very stable and not as fast and 5-speed and purple. Shoot, that's not what I want to do. Wrong command. So I'm going to switch into first-person mode so that way I can give everyone so that way I can see better. So it's gonna. I think this is actually the first time I've wished I could find my gamepad. Snap. Well, that could have been worse. Could have. So let's try that again. That sort of works. But this car doesn't take corners very well. Now I opted for manual shifting when I did this, but you'll see B's car over there, it's the black one. Obviously, it's B and R at the moment. I haven't really picked their names, but I'm really liking B and R, just those two letters. As nicknames, of course they'll be awarded real names too. So that's this thing. And I'm just going to leave that there and switch over to R's car. This thing is a monster. I had mentioned on my DeviantArt that usually each time that R gets out and drives this thing, she has to rebuild it every time. The reason being is because it has a really bad habit of tearing itself apart. Give you an idea, the drag car in this game of for the same model of car has the same engine and configuration for the engine, 1,500 horsepower. And that's what she thought she would do for this monstrosity. So grip doesn't seem to exist. But heck if it isn't fun to slide around and just slam into things, which is kind of why it exists. Car is open differential and, you know, push rod, carbureted supercharged engine. Oh, and if you put drag slicks on it, you can actually do stuff with it. But until you do that, you really can't do anything. But for those of you who are car enthusiasts and love a good burnout, sadly, this game doesn't do very good smoke, but now with the open differential, it's kind of hard to do donuts, as you can see, because when you shift all the weight, then the thing just decides, nope, it doesn't want to do a donut because it's going to one wheel peel. But I'd also mentioned that you can spin the wheels in any gear at any speed. So let's test it. That's 5th gear at non-existent speed. And it is in fact spinning those wheels. The engine stopped because it couldn't, because the friction was too great. So I'm going to downshift to 4th. See, the coolant's overheating, which is the problem. Once the coolant overheats, then the engine's pretty much toast. Which, if any of you have seen the, there it is, piston rings damaged, head gasket damaged, the engine will not last much longer. But if y'all have seen the, oop. It ain't dead yet. Yep, connecting rod bearing is, that's going out. But I'm not but when I posted the status between B and R, where R had melted the engine, that actually happened in this simulation. It's not running anymore. I seriously doubt that it's going to start, but we can try. Yep, right there. It melted. It melted. It's gone. So yeah, she has to rebuild this card now. Luckily in the simulation here, it's really easy to do. Just hit the R key. The car is not practical or useful in any way except to bring a smile to your face when you put the pedal to the metal. And story-wise, B really enjoys when R trashes her car, and the reason is not because she's hating on R, but because it gives R something to do, while B can focus on some of the other stuff that makes what they both do possible. Because R is basically the insane one, and then B is the rational one. But that's not a missing texture. The inside panels for the doors have actually been removed, as have the back seats there. Switch over to, there we go, that works. Next is B's car. B's car is quite different. Yes, it moves fast, but one thing that it is that the other two cars just aren't as much of, especially R's car, is controllable. It's got the nav unit in there and pretty much a stock interior. Yeah. So, and the other thing about it, There's also, it's not a manual transmission car. It's actually a constant velocity, and the reason is because you can keep it at peak power the entire time you're moving up in speed, which theoretically would make it more powerful. But I don't know. Oh, crap. I did that. Oop. So let's get... And it's in sport mode at the moment, but while it's in sport mode, it will hold the engine at a higher RPM. It's not shifting. Well, sort of. When you try and slide this thing sideways, it's actually quite controllable. That's kind of a first. I've never seen it. But then again, I also had that in front of me, so I could have had time to correct it. So that's, car is all-wheel drive. As you can tell, it is turbocharged. Don't want to go too fast over that. It does not like to skid around a whole lot at all. In fact, I think that's the most skidding it's ever really done. I think I messed up the alignment. But it's still going. The other car that I had spawned wouldn't do that. You can see that both traction control and stability control kick in when the car goes sideways. There's ABS going off. You can see it over there by the steering wheel. If that were the other race car, I would have lost that completely. So yeah. If you're wondering as to which one is faster in a straight line, I can test that, but I don't think we need to. As far as testing which one would win in a race, I do not have the ability or know-how to make AI race you, but if I get in this car... Frick, my headset is just meh at the moment. If I pause the simulation, go up here and where is it? It's AI, and I'm going to click Chase Me. And now Oh goodness. That's the other race car. I knew he was going to come after me. But I promise you they will never catch me. I should probably run the AI on a different map. Something that doesn't have obstacles. Yeah, AI. We're going to put that at realistic shifting. And more realistic shifting. Now let's see what happens when you take this over bumps. And yes, there is a trailer hitch attached to this car. Now, the car isn't really modified in any other way except that it's trash and it's got way too much power, and that the wheels have been swapped so that way you could put new tires on it. Now I'm also going to do I'm going to show you what happens when you put drag slicks on R's car, because hers would be the perfect to do it with. Oh, the tires actually survived that. I'm kind of surprised there. Yep, that's not good. Failure to make the jump means that Arna has to rebuild the car. Let's see. Now for the drag slicks. If I go into the config menu, this will take a little bit, but I'll try not to make it painfully boring while I do this, because there's like bunches and bunches and bunches of stuff in here that would be really good for creating stuff. I actually tried to experiment with this the first time I had this game, so I could do crazy stuff like, you know, turn that race car model over there into a drag car, which I have successfully done. But it's actually built out of my purple one instead of that one. So we are looking for the 14. There we go. Perfect. Now, if you go over here, ta-da! The wheels have changed. Those are very, very grippy tires, and that's about the amount of grip that you need in order to control this car. And even then, it's still so powerful that crap. That's not what I want to do. There we go. And launch. It ripped the drive shaft. It's gone now. No matter what I do, the car will not move. So yeah. Way too much power there, R. Either that or you need some better drive shaft. But hopefully we can get a nice wheelie going here, because this car's really good at that. And then a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a boom. Oh, wow. I should have been on the other side to take the screenshot of that. The reason I put the sport tires on this instead of the drag slicks is because technically drag slicks would be more of a treat for R, because they're kind of expensive, and the two of them really don't keep a lot of them around. But because R goes through so many tires, she just grabs the generic sport tires that are currently on the front of this car. So when B says grab drag slicks, R's face like lights up. Oh, wait. I'm still in first gear. Technically, the thing about dedicated cooling that I had posted on DeviantArt as a joke between R and B was incorrect, because this car actually has good dedicated cooling, seeing as how it hasn't overheated already. It's getting hot now. Maybe not. But, oh, there we go. R, you blew up the engine. I think one of B's general rules when they're doing some activities with other people who build cars is, if R is going to build the engine, it has to be able to last more than 48 hours. And it's not 48 hours of runtime, it's 48 hours of playtime, which is kind of what this is doing. Although I can totally see R trying to drive this car even after the engine has already caught fire. And if I downshift a whole bunch, oh, well, that's interesting. The oil is overheating. This probably will not last much longer, even though the coolant hasn't overheated yet. Oh, there goes the connecting rod bearings. Gotta get going fast. So if you're gonna destroy a car, you gotta do it in style. Yep. Engine's gone. And it melted again. Wow. I've only ever done the first time I ever did that with a car was the same model as that race car, and I had put way too much pressure through it. Other than that, this thing really does some funny things backwards, though. I know that from other experiences with this particular model of car. So yeah. And then in drive, you can kind of get a relaxed feel for the car. But I can only apply full throttle and full steer in each direction. B wouldn't actually do that. R would totally do it. Speaking of which, arcade shifting. I don't know why it does that. Oh, I forgot the drag slicks were on here. Is the car lopsided again? Because of the absence of a left fender, altogether a left quarter panel, the frame is very prone to twisting in that particular direction. So let me get on flat ground for this. So aside from the fact that the tires are toast, the frame is quite twisted, I think. Should be an easy way to figure that. Fun stuff. Tires. There we go. Let's see. So, wow, that's like all the way up against the ground. I'm guessing the sway bars are in bad shape. No control! So yeah, fun stuff there. I'm gonna try and do that real quick. I will probably fail because I always do. Although admittedly, these cars very easy to control. That's park. Dang it, I want reverse, not park. The manual transmission isn't my thing. Or sorry, the automatic transmission. And let's see how B's car does. Wow, I'm actually quite impressed. This is farther than I usually make it on this thing. Yep. Well. Well, I'm okay. So yeah, obviously I've got to destroy this thing now. Which should not be too hard, because this thing is delicate. I can't even drive this thing anymore. Well, now I really can't drive it because that's gone. Oh well, I hope you enjoyed my comparison between a standard base game race car as well as R and B's cars that I had modeled and posted to DeviantArt a couple hours ago, actually. Because a couple of my friends wanted to see this stuff. Awesome! So let me kill the video now.